Josh, so great to have the opportunity to talk to you today. First off, how are you doing and how have you been holding up this year?
I've been doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Yeah, I mean, I think just trying to deal with, you know, separation and all of the fun anxiety that goes along with that. And, obviously work has been kind of stop and start. And I've been very fortunate to, in the past couple of months, have some work. That's I think, not something that a lot of people have right now. So I feel very fortunate in that regard. But uh, I did learn to make sourdough bread, and I have to say that went much further than I thought it would in terms of keeping me sane and healthy. So yeah, so thank you to my friend Ash, who gave me his sourdough starter and taught me how to do it.
Amazing. Yeah, I know. I've been baking and cooking a lot too, and it's like I got to pull back.
Yeah.
Who's going to eat all this stuff?
Oh, no.
But let's talk about this film because first of all, this is something that you made like what, almost 5 years ago.
Yeah,
So
we
yeah,
shot it back in 2015.
yeah. So tell me a little bit about, because you've done a bunch of things in between, and you even
Yeah.
directed a film. You've done so much stuff. But going back to this one, it's an interesting story because I would think you were probably hooked maybe after the first few pages because I love that premise. Couple baking, cooking together,
Mhm.
wife goes out to get a product and never comes back. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. It is a really kind of like, is a big hook to sell a film. But the thing that I found really interesting is that it really took chances in terms of the tone of the piece, because
Yes.
it's really a mix of also kind of different it's an interplay of different genres. It's kind of like it's a straight romance. It's definitely got thrillerish aspects. There are like psychological thriller aspects to it. It sometimes even veers into kind of like horror territory. It's really kind of, I admired how kind of brave it was being in terms of its ambition. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely. And yeah, because I was going to ask you that. In fact, I think it would have been a bit of a challenge to play Malcolm because he's all over the place. He starts
yeah,
off on a real high, then, I don't want to give away too much in the interview, but what
yeah, yeah,
happens,
yeah. Of course.
but it's like a real roller coaster.
It's a real real roller coaster, yeah. But that was also that's part of the appeal for me too, as an actor, is that it was requiring me to try to go to like all of these very very different places in the form of one 90-minute story.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's a real huge roller coaster ride, like real kind of highs and real kind of deep lows. Without giving too much away.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I had to go through. So yeah, it was a lot to do.
Now, listen, you have had a great opportunity to work with some pretty fine actors in your career, like no question about that. But Paul Sorvino, come on,
Yes.
dude, what was that like?
Mate, I was pinching myself so hard getting to work with him. He is an absolute legend. He's so incredibly generous and kind, and easygoing. And
Yeah.
the thing that I really like, he's had such a kind of varied and long and illustrious career, and deservedly so, of course. That I think my fear with anyone like that who's been in the industry for a long time is like that maybe they're not going to be fully present on set.
Right.
And Paul was like, from the minute he arrived, he was so locked in. He knew exactly what he was doing,
Mhm.
and he made me feel so kind of comfortable and supported and appreciated. And I tried to do everything to make him feel the same way.
Yeah.
He's an absolute doll, and such a legend to work with. I felt so appreciative of that.
Yeah, it was a nice chemistry between the two of you. I could feel that you probably got along
Mm.
offset and on, obviously. It was a nice balance. I loved it. And Stone, I got to tell you, I love when she plays like these psychopath crazy bitches. I love it. She's so good at it. There's not a lot of women who can pull that off.
Oh yeah.
She's great.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's a real. I feel like a part like Sarah's is, there's a real kind of danger in that too. I think maybe go too arch, or it might not be grounded enough, because that's the thing, is like we are going to so many kind of disparate places that you really have to kind of keep it as grounded as possible.
Yes.
And yet Yael she is just one of the best actors I've ever seen in my life, and was just like, I mean, at least half of my performance is probably a credit to it's because of her.
Oh.
Yeah, she's remarkable, and I think in anyone else's hands that would not have been as effective. Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, after you made this, like you've done so many other things, but then you went off and you directed a film
Mhm.
with two of the actors who are in this. So had you guys connected like at that time, when you made this one, and then continued that relationship? I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Jennifer Alcott and I, we wanted to make a film together for a long time, and then when we both got cast in this film, we kind of got a great view into how to effectively make an independent film.
Yeah.
And so we were fortunate too. The crew on this film, on As Long as We Both Shall Live, were just remarkable. They were just an incredible bunch of people, so hardworking, so humble, so good at their jobs.
Mhm.
And and so after we finished this film, we approached a lot of them and were just like, "Hey, any chance that you might want to do this again for us?" And to their great credit, or maybe their incredible foolishness, they said yes. So we got to collaborate with them a lot as well. So yeah, it just kind of like really nicely dovetailed in that sense, that we were able to go from this film and kind of take the momentum from this and pour it into our own film, Kate Can't Swim.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it like for you, Josh, as an actor to, look, you've experienced some huge films. I mean, X-Men, Mad Max. You can't get a lot bigger than those huge budget films. And
Certainly
then you
not.
go and do independent, and then of course as a director, an independent film. What is the differences for you? Do you prefer one over another? Is it more challenging, obviously, to do something independent?
It's it's challenging. I mean, each of them have their own particular challenges and their advantages. The great thing about being on a film like X-Men or Days of Future Past, or Apocalypse, which are the two X-Men's I was in, and
Yeah,
then also Mad Max,
right,
is that you are so supported, and you also you have the financial support of, like, you're looked after and you're taken, and you really can what the financial support on those films really mean is that you're so able to just focus on your job and how to do your job effectively in the film.
right.
And you really feel protected as an actor in that sense. So that's nice. But there's a whole other kind of thing that you have with independent film, which is a sense of, I think, because it's more challenging, because you don't have the kind of financial support of a studio, or something like that, you all very much kind of bond as a unit
Right.
with people. And so I think that really kind of lends itself to it's harder work, I feel like, in the moment, because you are maybe doing more things than you ordinarily would have to do, and there are as many jobs spread between fewer people.
Right.
But what the times that I've done independent films, I've come out of them feeling really, really close with basically everyone on the project. And that's a really, like, at the end of the day, we're so proud to have made this film together, but also we can look back and have these incredible memories of, the slog that it often is to try to make one of these films. And that's a real kind of beautiful thing in itself as well.
Yeah, great learning experience. So after this is released, what do your fans have to look forward to? Do you have anything else in the can that we'll be seeing from you?
I just finished a project in New York, a pilot, but it's a television pilot. But I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Okay, I'll look for you.
Yeah, yeah. Cross your fingers, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm actually I'm in Los Angeles at the moment, but I'm in transit. I'm heading back to Australia to see my family for a while, so I'm going to go
Nice.
down and yeah, play with my nieces and nephews on the beach, and yeah, see
Enjoy.
my parents again. So it'd be nice.
Very nice. Well, listen, congratulations on this. It's really good performance and
Oh, thank you.
riveting. Wow, you were really good. And just a pleasure to have the opportunity to talk to you today, Josh. Thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure, Bonnie. Thank you so much. I
Take
appreciate
care
it.
of yourself, okay?
Thank you. You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.